and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Today we're learning about how to read the notes on the bass clef. Let's come on down and take a look. Here we have a blank 5-line staff. I'm going to add a bass clef. Good, this is a bass clef. And remember that the 2 dots of bass clef go on either side of the F line, which is why sometimes the bass clef is called the F clef. Any note that you see on this line will be called F. Now, if you just remember that one note, the rest of the notes are pretty easy to figure out. Let's try naming the letter names of some of these notes. If this is F, can you think of a step above F? If you said G, you're correct. Then what would a step above G be? If you said A, you're correct. So these 3 notes of the bass clef would be F, G, A. What if we went one step higher? Now the note has to sit on top of this line. It's a space note. What would it be? This one was A, so this one would have to be B. Now if we wanted to keep going higher after that, we'll need a ledger line as we're getting off the staff. This note was B, so what would be a step higher? If you said C, you're correct. Let's try naming all of the notes. Ready? Try to say it with me. F, G, A, B, C. This note happens to be middle C. It's the same note as this. When we're in the treble clef, middle C is found here on the first ledger line below the staff. In the bass clef, middle C is found here on the first ledger line above the staff. Here's the bass staff with all the letters written in for you. Let's practice saying them. F, G, A, B, C. Now let's talk about the notes that go below the F line in bass clef. If you start on F and step down, what note would you be on? If you said E, you're correct. Let's practice saying the musical alphabet backwards, starting on F. Here we go. F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. Good. Now we're ready to try naming the notes of the bass clef stepping down. When we step down, remember we're going backwards in the alphabet. So if this is F, F steps down to E. Now tell me the name of each note as I place it. D, C, B, A, G, F. Now we could keep going lower than that if we added a ledger line. If we wanted to take this note and lower it one more step, we could put it on this ledger line below the bass staff. This one was F, so this one would be a step below F, or E. It looks the same as a middle C would look in the treble staff, but since this is bass clef, it's not. It would be low E. I sometimes call this note ground G because this line in the bass clef is G and it's at the bottom of the whole thing, just like the ground is at the bottom of the sky. Now let's play a game. I'll draw part of a song using the bass clef, and we'll see if we can guess what song it is. Here are the first 6 notes of a song. First, let's say whether the notes are stepping, skipping, or repeating. The first note is what letter? Can you tell me what letter this note is? If you said F, you're correct. So let's say start on F, and then repeat, then what? Step up, repeat, step up, skip up. If you're wondering why this is a skip up, remember that there's a space note in between that sits on top of the line, but we skipped over that note from this line note all the way up to the next line note, skipping the space in between. Now, can you point and say the step, skips, repeats by yourself? Start, good. Now let's see if we can say the letter names. My turn first. F, F, G, G, A, C. Now your turn. Point and name the notes. Now let's try to sing this with solfa and see if you can guess what song this is. Do, do, re, re, mi, so. Do you know what song it is? If you said Let Us Chase the Squirrel, you're right. Let's sing Let Us Chase the Squirrel, this time with letter names. Point and sing along with me. F, F, G, G, A, C. Good job. Let's try another song. Okay, let's say the step, skips, and repeats for this pattern. This note doesn't start on the F line. Can you figure out what note this is? If you said A, you're correct. It's 2 steps above the F line, or a skip above F, which is A. Let's say the step, skips, and repeats. We'll say start on A, step down, skip up, step down, step down. Now can you say that by yourself? Ready, go. Good, now let's say the letter names. My turn first. A, G, F. A, G, F. Now your turn. Point and say the letter names. Great. Now we'll sing it in solfa. It starts on mi this time. Mi, re, do, mi, re, do. If you said this song is Hot Cross Buns, you're correct. Now, can you sing it with the letter names? Try it with me. It starts on A. Ready? Go. A, G, F. A, G, F. Nice work. Now, let's try a game. I'm going to draw the 5 notes that we've been working on using blue note heads. I'll ask you to find a particular note, and you'll have just 3 seconds to find it. After 3 seconds, the correct note will magically turn golden. Let's try it. Can you point to the note that is F? Good job. Now, can you point to the note that is C? Great. Now point to the note that is B. Good job. Now point to the note that is G. Nice work. Now point to the note that is A. Very good. Now let's play a different game. We're going to pretend that one of the notes is going to get moldy and turn green. Whichever note turns moldy, you have 3 seconds to tell me what its name is. Ready? Here we go. What's the moldy note? If you said G, you're correct. What's the moldy note now? If you said B, you're correct. What's this one? If you said F, you're correct. Which one is moldy this time? If you said C, you're correct. Can you find the moldy note? Tell me its name. If you said A, you're correct. Great job learning about how to read the notes on the bass clef. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.